It's one of the rarest Star Wars pieces, I'd say, of the regular American line.
I believe from the Armada line that they did, so it is harder to come by because you don't see a whole lot of those anymore.
And over here, finally, this is our action figure forest. Hey guys, Dorian from Dallas Vintage Toys. I was gonna show you a little bit around the shop. We have a lot of things for sale, but we also organize it really well. So like that's what really sets us apart from a lot of different stores. Now there's a cool thing about going and digging through things and whatnot, but it's just, we'd rather have everything in the right spot so that you can find it and grab it. Now, the first place I wanna show you in our biomes of the Dallas Vintage Toys is this is the Great Wall of toys right here. So we've got all these carded figures, and we've got our Star Trek, we've got Ninja Turtles, Spawn, we've got He-Man, G.I. Joe, and Star Wars. And this whole thing is all Star Wars from the different years. Anything that's carded, we usually put on this wall for those different pieces. Then we've got our boxed items for those things in the different areas on our gondolas. So everything's kind of near each other in this room, and that's all that we carry in this room are these type of things. And in the other room, there's like Transformers and there's other things. So in here, we've got Barbies and all these different things. But then we've got some really cool glass cases for that as well. So our Great Wall of Toys is in our great hangar of the Rebellion. So that's what really this is. This is our trench run for Star Wars. Shout out to Houston Mike for that. The trench run runs through the whole thing, and 95% of it is all Star Wars boxed items. We've got some of that micro collection stuff. We've got the old school action fleet from Micro Machines, and we've got Micro Machines. This side is mostly Power of the Force 2 and Episode 1, and it goes on in years, and it'll come out through the Star Wars from the early 2000s, late 90s. And then you got your HasLabs, and then you've got your Hot Toys and Sideshow. So it all ends up in the same place. And that's a really cool thing, man. So this is our Star Wars thing. And then you've got Rooster's Roost over here. This has a lot of vintage stuff. You got his Godzilla stuff. You got some Transformers, and you got some boxed Godzilla stuff. So that's all Rooster's favorites. And he's got his, right outside the door is his favorite thing, which is Power Rangers. And over here, we have my favorite area, and that is the miscellaneous wall. So you've got almost every other type of 90s and 2000s and late 80s action figures. So you've got carded stuff and boxed stuff up above, just every type of thing. Got some new mask stuff that we just got in from loyal subjects. You've got some really cool nacelle items for the RoboForce. You got Ghostbusters re-release from Kenner. These are really cool. And then over here, we have these are just like miscellaneous cases of different carded stuff and boxed stuff that we got in. They're probably a little bit more expensive, so we want to make sure they're in the glass cases. I also have my really cool TSR stuff down below for Dungeons & Dragons and Marvel superheroes. And I'm going to keep adding to that as we get things. These are what we have for our larger items, for our figures. And then you got your Pokemon area here that Amber is stocking daily. We've got graded cards, we've got toys, and we've got boxes and card packs. Mythic Legion wall. The Four Horsemen are big in this store. So give a shout out to them and their sculpting. This is our video game room. And this is mostly like either movie items or video game items in here. So we've got a ton of that stuff in here. And over here, finally, this is our action figure forest. So when you venture into this forest, you might get lost, man. There's a lot of items to buy over here. So you've got different action figure on each one. We try to keep them all organized. So this is our larger items. So we put them in these star cases to keep them separated and keep them safe. Then you've got DC. We've got some little 3 3/4 singles of G.I. Joe and everything really. And we've got Marvel Legends on this one, and Star Wars on this one for the Black Series, and also some of the smaller stuff. We do packs of them. And wrestlers of all types. You got your miscellaneous. These are Transformers that are smaller, and Gundams. And then Ninja Turtles. So we have tons of options for you. Just come in and get lost in the forest. Dallas Vintage Toys.
Hey guys, it's Scott at Dallas Vintage Toys. Now normally I don't talk too much about vintage Star Wars stuff, but today I am, because a couple of pieces came in that I'm really interested in, that one of them I have quite a personal story with. So behold, this is the 1984 Tatooine skiff with the box, and it's one of the rarest Star Wars pieces, I'd say, of the regular American line that was ever produced. It's also one of my favorite toys from the line, and we just got it in. It's in great shape. It has the box. I'm not going to open it too much, or at least I'm not going to assemble it, because these are very, very delicate. Years ago, I had the opportunity to buy one of these when I was like 10 for a really good price, and I didn't. And so I didn't actually get one until I turned 25. I got it for my birthday. But there it is. This one is 100% complete with the box and in great shape. So moving on from that, this is the Jabba the Hutt Dungeon playset, which was also from the same year, 84, sort of 85. And what's interesting about this, the logo on the piece actually says Star Wars Return of the Jedi rather than Star Wars Power of the Force. So this is one of the last toys playsets produced, and I just find it kind of interesting that it says Return of the Jedi. So anyways, both of these are available here. Text us, call us, and thanks for watching. See you soon.
Hey guys, Rooster here at Dallas Vintage Toys, and it's my turn to talk about something I really enjoy, and that'd have to be Transformers. Now, personally for me, I find it very hard to hate any kind of Transformer, whether that's the Bayverse design, the original design, Prime, any of the continuities. I tend to like all of them. And some of the ones I want to show off today are some of my favorites here. And I'm going to start with the Bayverse Megatron. Now this one is a lot of fun, and no offense to the original design, but I do like how menacing he does look in these movies. It's an awesome figure. He turns into this massive like alien tank. We've got his missile with him, you know. And he actually wasn't like black and red in the movie. He was all gray. So this is a special edition one that comes with a different coloring. And I think it fits him really well. I know that was his colors in animated, and I thought it looked really cool. So I'm just glad that they did a model with those colors here. I say as I make him lopsided by accident. And then going on to the Bayverse, we also have the Ironhide as well. Now he's usually a black GMC truck, but in this one we do have him red, kind of like his original coloring in the G1 cartoon. But he does have one of those guns that you can like activate and it'll do stuff so it spins. Other ones you press a button, it transforms into a bigger gun. It was a line that they did for the movies. I know Starscream has the one that turns into the big blade underhand. Then coming along, we do have this awesome Ultra Magnus. Now this one was actually very troublesome to put together because he is the white Ultra Magnus and you actually build the armor around him. So it took me a second to figure out how his legs right here worked, but it is basically two Transformers in one. It's when he looks like the original Optimus and then you put the armor around him, you build him up, make him bigger. It is just a really cool figure. I know a lot of people are looking for this one, so it is cool that we do have him in the store. And then speaking of Optimus, I do have this one here where he's big, he's massive, he's got his weapons. This is, I believe, from the Armada line that they did, so it is harder to come by because you don't see a whole lot of those anymore. We get a lot of Generations and Legacy. We don't get a lot of Armada, so it is cool that we do have him here. And then speaking of Optimus, using that same mold, we have Toxitron. This is one of my favorite ones that they've come out with just because I like the coloring of him. I like the purple. I like the, you know, what would you say, like toxic green, almost like highlighter green. I think it just works really well with him. His trailer also matches the color scheme there. But it's just a fun figure that they came out with. And the last couple ones I'm going to talk about, because I know a lot of people don't really care for them, but I do love the crossovers that they do. And I have a set of them here, and it's the Ryu and the M. Bison crossover for Street Fighter they did. We used to have the Chun-Li and the Ken one, but those have already been sold. But we do have Ryu and M. Bison, which is fun since the new Street Fighter movie is coming out very, very soon. You could come get them if you're a Transformers fan and a Street Fighter fan. Just what a good crossover. It's Megatron and Optimus. Of course, they're the villains and the main hero, but it is just a cool set they did. And for my dinosaur lovers, they did do a Jurassic Park crossover. And we've got the Beast Wars Megatron. He's not purple. They color him like Rexy from the movie. He's got the red and black look to him. Opens up. He has a little cannon. And then we have the Jeep here. And it's wearing like Muldoon's hat, it looks like. And it's got his shotgun from the movie. So it is just a fun little crossover they did. But yeah, I'd say I'm a pretty big Transformers enjoyer. I think every Transformer is really cool. I don't really, hate any of the series or any of the designs. I think they do really good. Are there weak designs? Yes, but I think most of the designs are really, really cool. Most of these Transformers articulate really well. They have those snapping joints, so it is a fun toy to play with. It's a puzzle, it's a car, it's a robot. It's all three of the perfect toy for a little kid, all rolled up in one. But yeah, that's all I have to say is just how much I love Transformers, and I'm glad I get to work with them every day, and hopefully y'all come in and talk to me about them.